So, just when you think it's all said and done, it's not. Guys, this Bloodline story is getting super deep now. So deep that everything is starting to finally align and make sense. And if you guys want to get some of my thoughts, go ahead and watch the live stream from yesterday that Ango and I did following Monday Night Raw. It was a great show. We had a lot of fun. It was nice seeing everybody again. Guys, this Bloodline story is really picking up. It's picking up, and there's a lot of predictions that I think we can go over, but also in the same breath, we could talk about the now. So, guys, if you're new here, definitely be sure to like this video. When I say like it, I mean, you already know. Like that thing, you know? Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because when you guys do that, what happens is we get sent to a different stratosphere. And around here, we like getting sent to a different stratosphere. It's very, very important. I don't know why it's so important. Guys, I got this Liquid Death. This Liquid Death is really pushing me through today. Shout out to Liquid Death. They're not sponsoring this video, but man, oh man, do they have some very, very good water. Drink water, guys. Drink water. So without further ado, I'm not going to sit here and babble on more. Guys, let's hop right into the video.
Let's talk wrestling with Billy!
Guys. The Bloodline storyline is picking up. It's serious. It's moving. And it's moving in the direction that seems to all be making sense. Following last night's Monday Night Raw, we finally got them to come to Raw. And then what happened was they cost Cody Rhodes his match, but not only did Cody Rhodes get his match cost, but Jey Uso also got his cost. Now, Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso obviously have had a history at SummerSlam here in Detroit, actually. Jimmy Uso turned on Jey during the tribal combat match that Jey Uso and Roman Reigns had. And up to that point, it was definitely like the biggest match that Roman had. Just because of the seriousness behind it, you finally were starting to see the crumble of the Bloodline. So we thought. Because just a few weeks prior, it looked that Jimmy turned on Roman, and then it was just this whole big old mess. Well, then a couple weeks later, he comes, super kicks Jey, cost him the WWE Championship, whatever the case. He cost him that there. Obviously, that time it was a different time in WWE, and now we're here. And I'll never forget it. There was a guy. I was with a buddy of mine, and it was when we were leaving SummerSlam. And this is how I knew I slept on Triple H's booking. So this guy was like, he was like walking downtown Detroit. He had screamed something. He was like, Jimmy and Jey, WrestleMania 40. And me and my buddy, we were both like, hell no. Like, it's going to happen like next month. Nope. Completely underestimated Triple H's booking. That was not the case at all. In fact, we are getting Jimmy and Jey at WrestleMania 40. Now, I do want to give the honorable mention of, I have seen the news that last night Jey was supposed to actually win the Intercontinental Championship, which I think would have been and made the match between him and Jimmy that much bigger. See, WWE is in this spot right now where there's so many guys that can do so many things, and you really got to play your cards right. Are you looking for a moment? Are you looking for long-term? What are you looking for out of this championship? And obviously they know they have a long reign with Gunther, who has been doing absolutely outstanding stuff on WWE television. But me personally, I would have loved to see Jey with that singles title and give him that push because his momentum's so hot. But I also understand Chad Gable, all of those things. There's so many factors into this, and I think that Jey and Jimmy's story without bringing a title in is still just as big. Like, you don't need the title for that. Those two are going to tell a good story within themselves. Ango said something yesterday about possibly seeing the Bloodline reunite in the original fashion with Jimmy, Jey, Solo, or maybe not Solo, but just Jimmy and Jey for sure, which as baby faces, which, I mean, there's always that possibility. I just am not sure if people are going to be instantly ready to cheer for Roman Reigns right now, just for what he's put a lot of people through. This poor guy Roman Reigns. It's one time he's been pushed down your throat and he's a babyface, blah blah blah. Now he's the evil boss and he's been pushed down your throat. It's like this poor guy can't win. But I will say this: the depth that this Bloodline story has. When it first happened in 2020, I was like, oh, it'll probably be a couple months, maybe a year, just because of the seriousness he had. And I think it was that second year when it came around, I was like, oh, this is going to go on for some time now. This isn't just a one-and-done thing. No, this is going to go for as long as they choose to do so. Adding Rikishi into the mix between these two would be great. I think it would be great for television. You got to band the brothers back together, but you also have to understand that they sometimes need to fight it out. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. Now, I talked about it also on the stream yesterday. There was some little tidbits. The Rock, in his promo on Friday, had said something, and he said that Cody's story will finish and Rock and Roman's is just beginning. So, guys, understand that means Cody will finish his story this year. It's bound to happen. It's in plain sight. You're looking directly at it. Sometimes the simplest things are best seen if just opening the eye and looking. Him and Roman, they have their story, which is now going to start. So I remember the whole, we're just in the third inning, right? You guys remember that press conference. It seems now they're in the fifth or the sixth. They're more than halfway through this story, but there's an ending. And the ending is with Rock and Roman. Whether you guys like to believe it or not, that is the end of the Bloodline. That will be where it stops. It stops at those two. I understand Jacob Fatu. I understand Zilla. I see all the comments that you guys make and stuff like that. But understand that it stops with Rock and Roman. That's when you'll see the actual Bloodline story stop. I'm not saying all of their story stops. But that's when the Bloodline story is over with those two. Solo will obviously go on and continue and probably have a fucking great career. That guy is outstanding. But they're not going to continue the Bloodline story forever. No. Solo will go on to eventually do his own thing. I'm hoping, and I do believe that Jimmy and Jey will have one last good run as a tag team together without Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns will go off into Hollywood and do what he wants to. The Rock will continue to do Hollywood things and he'll go off, but he's doing this for the family and doing it for Roman and all the teases that they've given you. He's doing it for that. Cody Rhodes will go on to have a good run. This story will eventually all end. And all of these other people's stories will end. Now, Triple H will obviously do a very good job in giving you more stories as time goes on, but obviously new talent will come along. NXT has some wonderful stars. Trick Williams has a story to tell. Carmelo Hayes has a story to tell. All those guys. WWE is in such a good place that there's so many people that can take the reign and can take the ball and run with it, for a lack of better words. And I think that's exactly what we're going to see here soon. And this story has surrounded WWE for some time now. Like, it's really been by it, and it's been, very close to home for it. WWE loves this story. They know what they're doing with this story. And I do believe that there is some kind of end game here. There is a plan. What that plan is, none of us know, but there is a plan. Again, my belief is that it does end with Rock and Roman, and then eventually these guys will go back, continue to do what they've done before, and that's, continue to tell their own stories in their own ways. But this Bloodline stuff, appreciate it while it's here. Do appreciate it while it's here, because I'm here to tell you that I believe after next year, WrestleMania 41, this Bloodline story will be over. Enjoy it while you have it. Wrestling's so hot right now. Enjoy it while you have it. I'm not saying it's going to be hot forever. But enjoy it while you have it. Enjoy it for what it is. TKO is doing a wonderful job with WWE. The stories that they're going to tell going forward will be amazing. But this Bloodline story, I'm here to tell you guys, and what we just spoke about, it gets deep. And there's a lot to tell. And there's a lot left to tell. But it has to end at some point. So, Guys, if you're new here, definitely be sure to like this video, and also be sure to subscribe to the channel. When I say like it, man, you know to like that thing, you know. That's all I'm saying. Dude, Liquid Death is not sponsoring today's video, but this is amazing stuff. I really want to put that out there. Guys, I have a Discord as well. Go check out my Discord. You guys can come hang out. We can talk about all this. We can get deep. We can get deep if you want to. But other than that, I really want to say that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll be talking to you later. Peace.